The 2010 postseason is destined to be filled with compelling storylines, themes, and subplots. But any Eastern Conference team that wants a shot at playing for the Larry O'Brien Trophy will have to answer this question. How do we defend Dwight Howard? There's really no easy answer. First off, the old rap on Howard that he has no postgame is no longer accurate. Alright, he's not Hakeem Olajuwon, but Howard has become awfully efficient inside. In fact, nobody made more hook shots from the left block this season than Howard did. The first thing a team needs to ask itself is, do we have a guy who can defend Howard, or at the very least challenge him one-on-one? Take a team like San Antonio. They've traditionally taken that tack, and for years Tim Duncan has been up to the task. Here, Antonio McDyess picks up Howard, and you can see how the rest of the Spurs stay comparatively close to their perimeter assignments. McDyess does a fairly good job, and more important to Greg Popovich, there isn't really a viable pass-out option for Howard. But a one-on-one strategy doesn't come without risk. Howard has refined that running hook, not to mention this spin move. Just check out the footwork here. Want more evidence of the existence of a postgame? Just observe here how Howard squeezes past Nene along the baseline for the reverse lay-in. And Brandon Haywood is helpless here to defend Howard's move inside, pivot, and nifty scoop shot. Some teams don't have a starting big man who can handle Howard one-on-one. Atlanta is one such team. The Hawks will let Zaza Pachulia deal with Howard without help, but when Al Horford is on the floor, Atlanta runs double teams at Howard. And while that deters Howard from doing his thing, it compromises the defense in other ways. We usually think of this in terms of Howard kicking the ball out to an open shooter, and we'll get to that in a second. But Orlando gets a surprising number of opportunities by Howard hitting an open cutter. Orlando has pushed the ball up quickly, which has scrambled the Hawks' defense. Here Josh Smith is on Vince Carter, and he leaves Carter to double on Howard. Orlando has the floor spaced beautifully, and this stretches the Atlanta defense. Watch. Joe Johnson is now essentially accountable for both Carter and Jameer Nelson. This allows an unmanned Nelson to dive to the hoop, where Howard, an underrated passer, hits him on the move with a pretty bounce pass. Let's take a look now at one of those classic, perfectly executed possessions where Howard, out of the double team, finds his open shooter along the arc. This is from a game against Denver. Here comes Nene on the double team. This leaves Ryan Anderson free to set up a chaise lounge chair on the ball side. Credit Anderson for giving Howard the easiest possible angle on the pass, and also credit Orlando's weak side guys for staying active and distracting the Nugget defenders. Against Orlando and Dwight Howard, there are no good choices. Play Howard straight up and he can find his way to the hole. Double him and he'll kick it out to an open shooter along the perimeter for a three-pointer, or he can hit a cutter for an easy bucket. The best way to defend Howard might be to mix up your coverages. Just as a smart pitcher keeps the batter guessing, present Howard with a variety of looks. It might not stop him, but it's probably the easiest way to upset his rhythm. Fail to do that, and you have to hope the Magic shooters are having an off night, and that's probably not the best strategy to deploy if you want to win a 7-game series.